So here in this slide, some of the theories and the author names I have given. What I suggest you is to read the objective of all these theories and understand what they are trying to say. These theories are all available in our Uncle Google.
Okay.
He tells more about these theories, and my suggestion: no need to go too deep in all the theories. For example, we studied theory X and theory Y. You know what is theory X and what is theory Y.
Mm.
That is enough for our exam point of view.
Okay.
And if you want to dig deeper, you can spend more time. But exam point of view,
Mm.
it is not required. The overview
Okay.
of these theories and the proposed authors we need to know, because all these
Mm.
theories I have taken from last 20 years, and they are asking the questions based on these theories only. They are not deviating or going out of these theories. So just to have a
Okay.
overview of all these theories and try to remember the author names as well. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
So here, first point talks about horizontal standard and vertical standard. So this we have discussed already. Yeah. And
Yeah.
some examples also it is provided here. For horizontal standard, it's like
Mm.
first aid, emergency, and fire protection. And for vertical standard, it
Yeah.
is shipping industry, construction industry, mine industry, scaffolding industry. So those particular standards are applicable to those activities alone who's carrying
Particularly.
the
Mm.
activity inside the organization, and that standard is applicable to only that particular industries. That comes under vertical
Industry.
standard. This part we have already discussed, and this
Mm.
third, no, no, fifth, and sixth bullet points are more important, because why? Based on this, you will have some couple of questions in our upcoming sessions also. What it means is
Mm.
direct proportionate of temperature. For example, if temperature increases or decreases,
Mm.
all variables are directly proportional to temperature, which means if it increases,
Mm.
these terms will also get increased. If it decreases, all these terms will also get decreased.
Licorice.
Yeah. So the next point talks about indirect proportionate of temperature, which is reversely, in a
Okay.
reverse way, in a reverse manner. If temperature increases, all these terms will increase or decrease.
Decrease.
Yeah, because it is inversely proportionate. So if it decreases, if temperature decreases, then all these terms will increase. Okay.
Decrease.
So just
Mm.
try to remember all these terms and compare it with the temperature. Okay. Temperature is the key
Okay.
factor for all these variables. So final point is if sound rises, amplitude will rise. That we will see using
Okay.
this graph also. So first point is in all mathematical problems, keenly watch units of the numerical value. So
Okay.
if you have a calculator, just keep it ready, because we are going to see more mathematical sums hereafter.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. I have already ordered.
Yeah, it is available in UAE or you ordered in India.
No, no. In UAE, I ordered. Because it will take
Okay.
almost 2 weeks to reach here. But
That's not an issue for me, but for now you will be having your basic calculators, right, in your system or the phone. Just open up the
yeah,
scientific
phone.
calculator. We will work it out. Okay. Okay. So first you see the graph. I will explain you some terms here. So this is a graph for a sound wave. Okay. So positive and negative, one complete cycle we call covering one positive and one negative cycle. That is called one cycle.
One
And
positive and one negative.
yeah, the time taken to complete one cycle is called a time period, which is denoted by term T. T is nothing but time period. What is time period? To complete one complete cycle. What is one cycle? Covering one positive and one negative wave. Okay.
Okay.
So if amplitude increases, the sound will also increase. Okay. So this is a concept behind this graph. And let us come to the formula or the basic formula here, and I will explain you the terms. Frequency is for F, V is for velocity, and lambda is for wavelength. Okay.
Okay.
And this formula, these two formula are available in your formula sheet as well. If you go to your formula sheet, you can scroll down and you can see these formulas. Think it's not available. Okay, no issues. It's a basic formula where you can remember as well. Okay. F is for frequency, V is for velocity, and lambda is for wavelength. And T is for time period, lambda is for wavelength, and F is for frequency. So by looking into this formula, we can tell frequency is directly proportional to velocity and indirectly proportional to time period.
Wavelength.
Yeah, indirectly proportional to wavelength. And in the second formula, direct time period is directly proportional to wavelength and directly proportional to frequency. Okay, so the general understanding of the formula. So let us move on to the question. Find the density of a block of iron which is having 12 centimeter long, 8 centimeter wide, and 2 centimeter height. If the block has a mass of 700 gram. So they are asking us to identify density. So we need to know what is density. Density formula is nothing but mass by volume. So here they have given the mass and we need to identify the volume. What is the formula for volume? Length into width into height. General formula. So they have given length, they have given width, and they have given height. So just multiply these three terms and divide that one by 700, you will get the answer. The answer is D, Bombay. And my suggestion, before executing any mathematical sum, keep this point in your mind. First go with the option what units they have given. For example, here they have given everything in gram per centimeter cube. Cc means centimeter cube. And now come to the option. Here they have given centimeter and everything, the mass is also in gram. So everything is related with the option units. If it is not with the option units, then you need to convert the units related to the option, because finally you are going to answer with the options alone. So you need to match all the units in the question based on options they have provided. Okay. So keep
Okay.
this point in upcoming questions. You will practice this. What I said now. Okay.
Okay.
What is the specific gravity of Mercury, which is a liquid at 25 degrees Celsius? Density of mercury they have given and the water density they have given. So first we need to know what is specific gravity. Specific gravity of a liquid is always compared with water. Okay. And specific gravity of air or specific gravity of a gas is compared with air. Keep this
Okay.
in a reminder note, like liquid is compared with water, gas is compared
Specific
with,
gravity.
yeah, specific gravity of liquid is always compared with water,
Hmm.
and specific gravity of gas
Okay.
is always compared with air. So here they have given
Okay.
liquid, so
Hmm.
density of the material divided by density of water. This is the basic formula for specific gravity. So they have given the density
Okay.
of mercury material, which means, and density of water also they are given. So just you can divide this one and you will predict the answer. Okay, which is
Okay.
13.5340 divided by 0.997. If you put in your calculator, you will receive option B, Bombay.
Okay. Uh, it's in. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. What is the unit?
Okay. So come back to the formula. Density divided by density. What happens? The unit will get cancelled.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why in option B they have not given the unit.
Okay.
Is it clear, Nikhil?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So your option will be B, Bombay. So come
Okay.
to second.
Density of what? Density of water is also point double 997. Its unit is gram per milliliter. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
density of water is constant.
Thank you.
Normally we study with 1000 kilogram per meter cube. That is SI standard.
Okay. Okay. You can go.
Here the units are different. That's why the numerical value is also different.
Okay.
Okay. And note down, density of water is equal to 62.4 pounds per feet cube. I will write down for you. Density of water is nothing but 62. This is a constant value, 62.4
Hmm.
pounds per feet cube.
Okay.
What is this? This is
It's
density of water. Okay, this value is constant. Just note this one. Okay, before we discussed about the molecular weight of air, am I right?
hmm,
How much it is? What is the molecular weight of air?
29
What is the unit?
unit. I am
You
not remember.
more important. Okay, note down. Molecular weight of
Hmm.
air is equal to 29 gram per mole.
Okay.
Okay. So let us move on to second question. The specific gravity of cast iron is 7. Okay, they have given specific gravity value, they have given it is 7. And 1 cubic foot bar of it will weight how much they are asking. So let me open up the whiteboard to explain you a little bit detail so that you can understand easily. So they have given the specific gravity value and they are asking the pounds of a material, and here we know it is water, so you keep 62.4. Okay, what is the unit? Pound per pound is nothing but LBS. In a short form we will mention LBS.
Feet cube.
Yeah. So to identify X, what you will do? You will cross multiply this. Am I right? So just do the cross multiplication. What value you are receiving? 7 into 62.4. 436.8. Am I right?
436.8.
What is the unit? It will be same. It will be pounds per feet cube. Am I right?
Feet cube. Yeah.
Yeah. So go back to the question. So 436.8 pounds will be the answer because they are asking feet cube of bar how much it will weigh. So our unit is 436.8 pounds per feet cube. So we will remove that feet cube because the question is asking the same. Okay.
But
then we will go.
It didn't ask about density.
Yeah, it didn't ask density. They are asking, see, specific gravity they have given, and they are asking what will be the weight, okay, per feet cube. So per feet cube value we identify 436.8 pounds will be there. Is it understood now?
No.
Okay, you tell me what you understood from the question. Then I will correct that.
I didn't understand the question. That's it. They 1 cubic foot bar
Yeah.
of.
Let me explain you in more detail. Specific gravity of cast iron is 7. So what is the value of 7? It is Sg. Specific gravity they are given. Yeah. And density of water is constant. They have not provided in the question. Okay. They are asking a 1 cubic foot bar of it will weight how much? So remaining term is only density of the material. What is the unit of density? Pounds per feet cube.
Feet cube.
Yeah. So you applied the value on the formula. 7 is equal to X divided by the constant value of water. Okay. The X remained the same because that's what they are asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you cross multiplied. Then you got the units pounds per feet cube. Okay. They are asking how much will be the weight per feet cube. So per feet cube, how much was the weight you received? It is 436.8 pounds.
436, yeah.
So they are expecting the weight per feet cube. Okay. What is feet cube? Into width into height. 1 feet length, 1 feet width, and 1 feet height. So in that area, how much will be the weight? If we go in depth, the expectation of the question. So within that 1 cubic feet, how much will be the weight if I keep the iron which is having specific gravity 7?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let us move on to the third
Yeah.
question. What is the volume of a 0.76 meter column of mercury if the cross-sectional area is 1 meter square? So area they have given and height they have given. So they are asking volume. So volume is nothing but area into height. Okay, the basic formula. So you will substitute the value, then you will end up with your option. So it will be option B. Okay. But before going into these kind of questions, what I said, check the units of the
Unit.
option.
Yeah.
Everything is in meter. So your question is also in meter. So no need to worry or no need to convert the values. But if it is in centimeter and if it is in inches, then you need to convert everything to meter before substituting in the formula.
Okay.
So now we are going to see Neo's lifting equation, which is very famous and popular for ergonomics, assessment,
Okay.
and ergonomic issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. First, we will go with the formula sheet to the ergonomic section. So here it is. Okay, first we will see all the terms they have given here.
Hmm.
Yeah. RWL, what is RWL? Recommended weight limit. So based on all the factors, we will identify how much can be the load lifted.
To be careful.
What is it is constant. HM is horizontal multiplier, VM is vertical multiplier,
What
DM
what
yeah,
is LC? What is LC? What is
load
LC?
constant.
Okay.
I will explain you with the picture, you will understand more easily. See here, first is constant, okay, which is load constant. Here it is 23 and here it is 51. Because 23 is for kg, which is SI unit, and 51 is for pounds, which is for American unit. Okay.
Okay.
So next one is horizontal multiplier. Horizontal multiplier is 25 divided by h. What is this h? The center of your body to the center of the object lifted. So by the picture you can see what is h. Is it clear?
Center of the body to the center of the okay.
Next
Distance
one
between,
is
no?
yes, the distance between your center, body center, and the object lifted.
Okay.
Okay. Next one is vertical multiplier, which is where you are standing, the ground floor, okay, where you are supported on your foot to that distance where the object is kept initial position of the object. That is called vertical multiplier, from the ground supported to the initial position of the object.
Can you can you repeat now?
Yeah, see the picture. V is nothing but the vertical distance. Vertical distance is
Okay.
from the ground where your foot is supported to the initial position of the object.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but vertical multiplier, this full term is vertical multiplier. 1 minus bracket 0.003, and this depicts modular. Okay, modular inside V minus 75. So anything inside modular or the value of the modular will always be positive. For an example, I substitute 30
Okay.
V. 30 minus 75, how much it is?
Oh,
Remaining will
minus
be?
45.
Yeah. But since there is a modular,
Minus 40.
yeah, the minus
Ah,
will be converted to positive. Modular value will always be in positive. Okay. Then it
okay.
is distance multiplier. Distance multiplier means 0.82 plus 4.5 divided by d. What is this d? D is nothing but distance. From initial position to the final position, you keep the object. Okay, this is d.
Okay.
And a is nothing but asymmetric value. What is asymmetric value? For example, you pick the object and you rotate your body for 90 degree. Then this 90 degree is nothing but asymmetric value.
Okay.
And F is nothing but frequency multiplier and C is nothing but coupling multiplier. This we will take with the use of these tables. Coupling
Okay.
multiplier table, frequency multiplier table, but we will see now some questions so that you will understand in much better way. Okay.
Okay.
So after calculating the recommended weight limit, we will identify the lifting index. What is lifting index? For example, you get recommended weight limit as 15 and the load weight is 25. So
Mm.
25 divided by 15, obviously it will be more than 1. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So lifting index should always be less than 1
Mm.
to make a safe shifting or lifting to
Okay.
protect our. So
Okay.
considering all these factors, we will identify the lifting index and we will give the judgment
Mm.
that whether the lifting is safe or not. Okay.
Okay.
And one more point from National Safety Council or Bureau of Labor Statistics, 31% of all occupational injuries are caused by overexertion, which is related to ergonomic issues. Okay, 31%. So out of 100
Okay.
cases, 31 cases are purely related
Mm.
with ergonomic issues. Okay,
Okay.
so let us move on to the question here. A worker lifts finished products from an assembly line, okay, which is
Mm.
20 inches above the floor. So what is this 20?
Mm.
20 is vertical multiplier because it is above the floor. Am I right?
Okay. Okay.
And places the object or places them in boxes that are located 35 inches above the floor. So what is your distance value?
35.
No. You have to read the question very
Between
carefully
both. Mm.
and places them which is located 35 inches above the floor. So from the floor it is 35 and vertical
10.
distance given, yes, 25. So 35 minus
Okay.
25 will be your D.
Mm.
Sorry, it is 20 they have given. So 20 will be your horizontal, sorry, vertical distance and the remaining
Mm.
15 will be your distance traveled. Am I right?
Uh,
It's very clear because 20 inches above the floor means it is V, vertical distance. From the floor to initial position of the
yeah,
box it is, and from the floor to
20
top
inches.
of 35. So 35
Yeah,
minus 20 will be your distance traveled. Am I right?
15. Yeah.
Yeah. So 15 will be your D and 20 will be your V value. So the weight of each product is 15 pounds. The weight of the object is 15. For each lift, the distance of hands away from midpoint between ankle is 12 inches. So what is this 12? It is your horizontal distance. Am I right? Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In order to properly place the load at its destination, the worker needs to turn 45 degree. So what is this 45? It will be your A value, asymmetric value. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the worker places 5 finished products in boxes every minute. So each minute he completes 5. So this is the frequency. By using this, we will identify the frequency multiplier. Okay. The coupling value is classified as good. The RWL for 3 hours of continuous work is how much they are asking. So they are asking only RWL, they are not asking lifting index. So our calculation will stop with RWL. First we need to identify which formula we need to use, whether SI unit formula or American unit formula. Since all the units in the question
Inches.
is American unit, so we will go with second formula. Okay. If you pick
Okay.
the first formula and you substitute the values, then you will end up with the wrong answer. So first we need to identify which formula we need to use. Okay.
Okay.
So we picked the second formula. So here it is given horizontal multiplier, vertical multiplier, distance multiplier, and asymmetric values. And F and C we will predict from the table. So first table you see it is for frequency multiplier. See the first column. How many lifts per minute we are doing? 5
5.
lift. Okay, 5 lift we come to 5 in the column. And work duration. How much hours we are working continuously? 3 hours. That
3
is
hours.
also given. So we have to come to last in the table, greater than 2 but less than or equal to 8 hours. So we fall under this category. Then what is our vertical distance? It
20
is
inch.
3. So which is less than 30. So matching all these values, our frequency
Okay.
multiplier will be 0.35.
Okay. This 30 value is for both inch and centimeter.
No, this is for inches alone, which means American unit alone.
Okay. There is another graph for SI standard.
If the question gives you SI standard and if it actually your question is right, there is no another table for SI unit. What you need to do, for example,
Okay.
if the question is stated with SI unit, you need to convert the vertical distance to American unit, then you have to predict the value from the table.
Okay.
Okay. So better if that is the case, okay,
Mm.
always convert all the values from SI unit to American unit, then you pick the second formula to execute your sum. Okay, that is more safer.
Okay.
Because there is no table for SI unit. It is all related with American units only. And now you understand how we predicted this frequency multiplier, right?
Yeah.
In the same way, come to coupling multiplier. They said it is a good, coupling type is good and match with the vertical distance which is less than uh, 30, because our vertical distance is 20. So our coupling multiplier value will be 1.
Hmm.
So substitute now you got your F value and now you got your C value also. So now we know all the terms in the formula. See here, again if you take second formula, V minus 30. What is our V value? It is 20. So 20 minus 30 will be minus 10. But be clear, the modular value will always be positive. So you will take it as a 10. Okay, 10 into 0.075. So substituting all the values, you will end up with the option. Is it fine, Nikhil? You got the concept how we pick
Yeah.
the formula and what are all the terms
Yeah.
to understand from the
Right.
formula and how to pick the formula.
Yeah. Can you show me the that question once more?
This is a sample. While we send the materials, you will practice with more questions related to ergonomics as well as all the mathematical concepts. Huh? What we are discussing is just a sample, because in the session we can't focus all the questions. We will be giving you more than uh, 2000 to 5000 questions for your practice alone.
Okay.
And for mock test, we will conduct you with 200 questions. So you will be practicing more and more questions, which makes you confident and as well as to execute the sums more quickly. Okay, so no need to worry.
Okay.
All the things we'll be seeing the samples and the overall understanding of the concept. That is our objective for the session. Okay, to make you understand the formula and the units and how to use it. That's our objective on this session. So is it clear from the question? All the variables, how
Yeah.
to
In the,
use?
in that question, in that equation, we don't want to use that load constant and horizontal multiplier.
Load constant is the value they have given in the formula. Okay, they have already given 23 is the load constant for SI unit and 51 is the load constant value for American unit.
Okay. That they will always they will give. No?
That is constant. And when you will use this load is, here they have given the load, but they are not asked a lifting index value. So we are not using the load. For example, in the same question, if they ask what is the lifting index, then what you will do, you will substitute this 15 here divided by recommended weight limit. What is the value you receive from this formula? You will substitute here to identify the lifting index value. But in the question they have asked it. And keep a reminder, these kind of questions will take you more time, more than 2 to 3 minutes. So that's why in the beginning itself we have suggested mathematical questions and paragraph type questions. Just click a flag and move on to next question to save your time. in the final stage you can
Okay.
focus more or you can allot more time for these kind of questions. Even it is simple, even you know the question, okay, don't spend more time. Is it fine?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we shall have some break and we will continue.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hello? Is voice clear?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, is my voice clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, can you open that equation slide?
Yeah.
That equation side is there, no? Equation, another folder is there.
This is what you're talking, right?
Not exactly. Uh, that graph is there, no? Graph slide, graph.
Yeah. Which
Graph means
graph?
that from the frequency we can find uh, that. Yeah, this coupling.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Here it's written that V is less than 30 inches or 75 centimeter. This
Yeah.
same 75 centimeter, this same 75 centimeter we can use under that frequency multiple table also.
We can nickel, but my concern is to make more safer. Just convert the units to American units. If it is given in SI, then it is much better for us.
Okay.
Moving on to next
Uh,
topic, I
yeah.
think about engineering economics, or you can tell it as engineering economics. Okay, let me show the equations. Yeah. If you come across the formula sheet, you can find out this portion. It's for engineering economics. Okay, and the
Yeah.
same formulas uh, displayed here. First, we need to
Hmm.
understand the terms what they have given here.
Okay.
Okay, so first F is for future value and P is for present value and I is for
P4.
interest rate, present value.
P4. Okay.
I is for interest rate. Either it can be
Okay.
monthly interest rate or either it can be annual interest rate. And N is
Okay.
for number of years or number of months, the time duration. Okay.
Okay.
Coming to second formula on the left hand side, F is for future value, same. A is for attenuity or the recurring value. For example, if you
Affinity or
deposit
affinity?
at annuity, or you can
Can you?
say it as recurring value. For example,
Recurring.
yeah, recurring value or
Okay.
recurring deposit. For example,
Okay.
you keep on depositing 100 rupees every month for next 5 years. That value
Okay.
called A. Okay.
Okay.
So here these are all the terms applicable, but variety of formulas are there. Based on the question, we will pick the formula how to use it. So let us go on to the question so that it makes more easier to understand the formula.
For what purpose you are using this?
Yeah, that's what. By
Like,
looking into the question, you will understand in which case. it is used inside safety team. Okay. Focus on the question. What is the present value of the future sum $10,000 if the interest rate is 10% and the time is 10 years? So here F value they have given and percentage interest percent they have given and they have given for 10 years. Okay.
Okay.
So first and foremost thing what we need to do is convert the percentage into decimals. So how you will convert it? Just divide the percentage by 100. You will receive the decimal values. Okay.
Okay.
Then that value is for the year, which means interest rate per year. Okay. Here they didn't mention per year, but if it is not mentioned, we need to consider it is per year. And they're asking the present value. So going back to the formula, we will use first formula in the right hand side. Okay, P is equal to F multiplied 1 plus I to the power minus N. So we know the F value, which is $10,000. 1 plus I is nothing but decimal values of 10%, which is
Always
1.
we want to take the decimal value.
Yes, always we need to convert the percentage to decimal values. Then N is nothing but 10 years. So putting all the values in the formula and doing the math in your calculator, you will end up with $3,860 because you are substituting the future value in dollars, so you will end up with dollars.
Okay.
Okay. This is very pretty simple question, but moving on to this question, we will understand little bit more in detail. See, what is the future value of savings 100 per month? So the same example what I have given before is described in the question. $100 you are depositing per month and with the interest rate of 6% and you are doing it for next 10 years. So after 10 years, how much will be the value in your deposit account? First and foremost, as I said, convert the percentage to decimals. So 6 divided by 100. You will receive 0.06. Since you are doing the deposit per month, the interest rate will be per month. Am I right?
Yeah.
So convert the value, the decimal values per month. In a year, how much months we have? 12 months.
12.
So 0.06 divided by 12, you will receive 0.005. Am I right?
Yeah.
Then they are converting this total years into number of months. So just multiply 10 into 12 so that you will end up with 120 months. They are converting everything into months because your deposit is in months. Am I right?
Okay.
So after doing this conversions, you will be having A value, which is recurring deposit, and the interest rate value per month, which is nothing but 0.005, and the number of months in total is 120 months. So now we need to
Okay,
identify.
I
Yeah,
have
tell
no
me.
doubt with that I value.
Yeah, tell me what is your doubt?
Okay, that 6% is is for 10 years.
No, that is for
Hello?
a year. Interest rate per year. So we need to
Okay,
convert that to months.
okay. Ah, okay, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are
Now it's
asking
okay.
for future value. Go back to the formula. We will pick second formula in the left hand side. So you know the A value, you know the interest rate, and you know the N value. Am I right? All are
Okay.
in
Yeah.
months, not in years, because your deposit is in months. So substituting all the values here, you will end up with future value, how much it will be after 10 years. So it will be 16,388 in dollars.
Okay.
So these are all the questions to understand the concepts, how to use the formula. But normally they don't ask these type of questions in the exam. These type of questions we can expect in the exam. So focus little bit more and concentrate on this question. See, your company has decided to obtain a new machine for the production floor. There are two options for you, and you are a safety consultant or a safety director or safety manager for the company, and you have to suggest to the finance department which option is better to save the money, as well as you have to focus on the safety factors as well. So you have two options. Option one is to lease a machine for 10 years at $2,000 per year. So for 10 years, what you will be doing, you will be giving $2,000 every year. This is first option. Okay. Come to the calculation. This 2000 is nothing but A value, because total it is 10 years, but you are giving the lease amount per year. So using the same formula what we have used on this question, you will execute the value how much it is if we lease. So this is the value for your first option. Okay, moving on to
But
second.
there is no interest rate.
Yeah, that I will explain you. Interest rate and number of year, it is same. Let us see in detail. Option 2 is to purchase the machine for $10,000 with a maintenance agreement of 500 per year. After 10 years, you can sell the machine for the salvage value of $5,000. What is salvage value? We need to understand. Which means a return value. If you sell the machine after 10 years, you are going to get the money. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. The value of money will be 15% for 10 years. So here they have given the interest rate is 15%.
For second case.
Yeah. So based on this scenario, they are asking you which option you will adopt. So now you know the interest rate and number of years. Number of years is same for both options. This is also 10 years and this is also 10 years. Interest rate is also same for both options, 15%. So you can easily execute the first option because you know the,
How we can say that for both interest is 15%?
yeah, because given only one interest rate which is common to both the option.
Okay.
Okay. So take first option, take the values. A is $2,000 and the number of year is
Per year.
10 and interest rate is 15%. So convert this 15% into decimal. then use the second formula on left hand side to predict the future value for the first option. Now,
But this,
taking the
okay,
let, let me complete. Now
okay.
you will move on to option 2. Option 2 is you are purchasing the machine for $10,000, which is present value. You are giving $10,000 and you are purchasing the machine. So your P value is $10,000. Am I right?
Yeah.
So that's why they kept 10,000. Plus how much you are spending? $500 per year you are spending for maintenance. So this will be again A value. Am I right?
Okay.
Okay. So your A value is 500. Come to last line of the slide. A value is 500 plus 1 plus I. I is same and number of year is same, 10. So you will be substituting into the formula. Which formula? The same second formula on left hand side to predict the future value of $500 what you are spending per year. Okay. So this will be the total cost of your expenditure on option 2. After this, you are going to sell the machine and you are going to receive the amount, which is $5,000 in future, because after 10 years if you sell you will receive $5,000, but convert that into present value. Why we need to convert that into present value? Because everything we are getting into present value. One minute, Nikhil. Sorry, I said to use the second formula. Na? Second formula is for the future value, but you need to use third formula in the left hand side for this question, because everything we need to convert to present value to compare the option, because presently how much we need to spend we need to know, then only we can predict the best option. You got the concept? No need to use the future value formula, because we need to know how much we will be spending at present. Okay. So here also they have used the present value formula, which is third formula on left hand side to predict the value of first option. Okay. And here also they have predicted the present value of spending $500 per year. Am I right? So this will be your expenditure. 10,000 at present you are spending and purchasing the machine, and every year you are spending $500 for maintaining it. But we need to identify the present value of spending this maintenance cost. How you will identify the present value? This is your A value. Am I right? Because every year you are spending $500.
Yeah.
And you need to know the present value of this cost. How you will do that? Go back to the formula. The same third formula on the left hand side you will be using. Present value is equal to A. Your A is nothing but 500. And interest rate you know, number of year you know. So substituting all the values and doing the math in your calculator, you will identify the present value of spending $500. So these are all expenditure. Okay, but see this line. After 10 years, you can sell the machine and you can get $5,000, which is future value, right? After 10 years
Okay.
only, you are going
Okay.
to receive this. But this future
Mm.
value also, you need to convert to present value. So for that, which formula we need to use? Right hand side, first formula we can use. Present value is
Okay.
equal to future value multiplied 1 plus I to the power minus n. So if you substitute
Okay.
5000 interest rate 15, so directly you can't substitute 15, you need to multiply by 100 to convert that one into decimal. Then you can substitute here, and number of years is 10. So automatically
Okay.
you will receive the present value of that $5,000. But that is a
Okay.
regain you, so that's why they are substituting subtraction here, because you are going to get back the money after 10 years.
Okay.
Okay, so now you understood the concept why they are adding this two value, because this is the expenditure at present and this is the value you are going to receive. That's why they have given
Yeah.
subtraction here. So doing the math
Okay.
separately also you can do, and in a
But
combination.
this how it can be taken as present value, because we are getting it in future only, no?
Yeah, future you are going to receive this 5,000. Am I right?
Okay.
You are going to
So
sell this machine and you are going to receive
mm,
5,000. But that is in future. But you should compare that value in, or you should convert the value in present. How much it will
okay.
be. So doing the math separately, you will receive this option or this value in
Okay.
second option. After receiving this value, compare the option 1 and option 2 value. Which one is lesser? Obviously, it is option 1.
One.
So you
Mm.
suggest the management team to go with option 1, lease the machine for 10 years.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how this engineering concept comes into play inside
Mm.
EHS department. So we will be
Okay.
supporting management team on their financial decisions as well, considering the safety
Okay.
factors also. Okay, you will be seeing the technical sheets of the machines and you will be seeing the training requirements of these machines, all those parts, and you will be seeing the engineering controls, guards, as well as other prospects of the machine, and you will be guiding the financial team. Yes, these are all the things is considered and these are all the cost considered for it. So better to go with option 1 or option 2, you will suggest to the management team. Is it clear, Nikhil? Now you may be knowing or you may come to the conclusion where it is used.
Mm.
And you can use all this formula in our day-to-day life also. In your
Okay.
practical life, you can use the formula. For example, if you deposit this much amounts in your bank,
Mm.
so after 20 years, how much I can save? Okay, so you can take this formula into your practical life and you can use it. And all this formula are not simple interest, all are related with compound interest. Okay, what exactly bank is doing in our bank accounts. You can
Okay.
use the formula and you can check as well. Is it clear, Nika? Or you have any
Yeah.
confusion?
Clear.
Any query
No.
on this
No.
question? Okay.
No.
So
No.
main part here is why they are putting addition and why they are putting subtraction. Okay, this
Mm.
if you understand, then it is pretty easy to determine the option. Like this, only they will ask questions in your exam. Probability is more when compared with these questions. And for these type of questions, again you will take more time to execute. So better to flag and move on to next question so that you can spend more time in the final part and predict the correct answer. Okay. Okay. No need to go in more detail of these slides because the main concept for us is the sentence what they have written here. Before going to the sentence, let us focus on the picture. Imagine you are lifting a load by use of the crane. Okay, and you made a system like this to lift the load. So first picture, it's having 30° with the sling and with the load surface. And in the third picture, it's having 60° with the sling and the surface of the load. Now, see the first picture. What is the tension here? Tension is equal to the load. So, for example, if it is 30 ton or consider it is 10 ton load, then the same load will be acting on your sling. Okay? And come to third picture. Since the angle is increased, the load acting on the slings will also decreases. Okay, it became 0.6 multiplied by load. So, our conclusion here is, come to the sentence here, when the angle with the load is 30° with the two leg sling, the tension per leg is the load. In general statement, as the load decreases, as the angle decreases, the tension increases. So we should always maintain a good angle between the load and the sling to decrease the load on the slings. So if angle increases, the tension decreases. This is the conclusion behind this slide. Okay. No need to memorize these formulas. Okay. We will see practically how they are calculating the tensions on the slings. Okay. See the question. A load of 500 pounds is supported by a two leg slings. So two slings you are attaching with the load to lift it. Okay. If the legs of the sling make an angle of 60° with the load, what force is exerted on each leg of the sling? This is the question. So first and foremost thing is we need to calculate number of slings supporting the load. Okay. Why we need to know? The load will be shared on the slings. Am I right?
Yeah.
So here they have given two slings. So what we need to do? We need to divide the load by 2. Okay. So let me show the whiteboard so that it's easy for you. So now it is like this. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Convert this into right angle triangle. So once you divide the load by 2 slings, how much it will be? So 500 divided by 2, how much?
250.
So 250 pounds. Here they have given in pounds, so we will go with pounds. Here, how much is the angle? It is
60.
60°. They are asking which one? They are asking the force acting on the sling. Am I right?
Yeah.
So keep it X. So now you mention sine theta. What is sine theta? Here theta is 60°. Am I right?
Yeah.
What is sine theta? It is opposite by hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
Opposite is 250 pounds. Am I right? Here the value is 250. It is acting downward, which is
Yeah.
opposite to the angle. So you can put 250 here. Divide by x. Am I right? Because
Yeah.
the value acting on the sling, which we considered as a hypotenuse. So identify the value of sine 60 from your calculator. Okay, what is the value? Can you tell me?
Wait. Always be in radian, no?
Always in a degree.
Degree.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it should be in degree.
Negative 0.04.
Repeat.
Negative 0.304.
No, it is just
I
open your
think
calculator.
always be in
Keep
radian
it
or
in,
degree.
keep it in
Hello?
degree. Yeah, keep it in degree. Which calculator you are using?
I am using mobile calculator.
Yeah. See, for example, I will open up the calculator for you. Okay, I am changing the calculator to scientific mode. Okay, which is normally in degree. So I mentioned sine 60 sine. How much it is?
0.86.
0.8. Yeah, 0.866. Am I right?
In my calculator, radian is showing like that.
Yeah.
Radian
So
is giving this value.
if that is the case, you need to change the settings to degree. Then you can execute the sum.
No.
So sine.
When I change to radian, this value is
No,
showing. Yesterday also, hello?
don't change to radian. In our syllabus, 98% we will use degree in our calculator.
Okay.
Okay, always fix your calculator in degree, or else you will end up with wrong answer. So now you came to know
Okay.
sine 60 is 0.866. Okay, so now divide 250 by 0.866 because x will go here, just cross multiply, the value will come down in the denominator. So how much you are getting? 250
290.69.
to
90.
so yeah 290. So that will be the force acting on this sling per sling.
Okay. Okay.
So 290 will be acting here as well as another side 290 will be acting.
Okay.
Okay. So go back to the sum. See the value which is closer to 290. So it is option B, Bombay.
Okay.
So now see this question. A ladder leans against the side of a building and makes an angle of 70 degree with the ground. The foot of the ladder is 30 feet from the building. What is the length of the ladder? So here they have given the adjacent value, not the opposite value. So consider cos theta. Cos theta adjacent by hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
Can you execute
Okay.
this sum and tell me the answer? Okay. What is the value? Before executing, check with the units in the option and check with the units in the question. Make it same, then execute the sum. Here, both are same. It's okay, but always check this part, then execute the sum.
Option C.
Yeah, it is 88 feet. You're right.
Okay.
Now, take this principle in the practical way. See the question. A worker's muscle act on an angle of 45 degree with respect to the direction of motion. The horizontal force necessary to start moving the item is 256 Newton and is measured standing in front of the item to be moved. What is the actual muscle force needed to start moving the item? So convert this into right angle triangle. You got the adjacent value and they are asking the hypotenuse because this is the force will be acting on the muscle of this person. Okay, converting the principle into practical way. So put cos 45 is equal to adjacent 256 divided by x. X will be hypotenuse. So what is the value you are receiving? It should be option C. Whether you are receiving this option?
No, I am getting 181.
No, you should receive option C.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
362 is the value you are receiving or 181. Whether you mentioned the sine theta or cos theta.
Yeah, 360.56.
Okay.
Option
So
3.
option C, Chennai.
In this type of question, they will give that figure also.
Yeah. 80% you can expect the picture. If we are unlucky, picture will not be there. So we need to understand the question by reading it couple of times. Then we need to imagine the picture in our mind to execute the sum. If we are unlucky, mostly the picture will be there. Okay. Here, a pulley system consisting of two fixed and two movable pulley is being used to raise a 500-pound load to a height of 20 feet. Neglecting friction, how much effort must be exerted? So yesterday we
100.
studied the mechanical advantage. Am I right? What is the formula? Force is equal to load divided by mechanical advantage.
100 LB.
Yeah, it will be 100. So mechanical advantage, how much it is here? It is 3 plus 2 equal to
5.
yeah. So 500 pound divided by 5, it will be 100 pound. Okay. Can you execute the second sum using the same formula? A 10 part block and tackle is used to lift a load of 3 ton, neglecting the friction. What is the force exerted? So force is equal to load divided by mechanical advantage. Here the mechanical advantage is 10. What is the value you are receiving? Why it is C?
If you want to convert the ton to pound, no?
Yeah, that's why I asked you to do. See the units first, convert the units, then execute the sum. This should be the base principle for us. So since the options are in pounds, you need to convert the ton into pound. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kg.
Yeah.
1 kg is equal to 2.2 pounds. So almost you will get 6600 pounds. If you convert 3 ton into pounds, you will receive 6600 pounds nearly. So divide that one by 10, you will receive 660 pounds. So closer to the
Okay.
value, it is
600 pounds.
600 pounds. So we will go with option D, Delhi. Coming to final question of this slide. A cylinder contains 1000 psi G. What is this G represents? It is gauge pressure. What is the absolute pressure of the contents? So write down this formula. Absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure.
Okay.
Again I will repeat. Absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Since the units are in PSI, okay, go back to the formula sheet, first page. What is the atmospheric pressure here in PSI? It is 14.7 PSI. So, what will be the option here?
1014.
Yeah, so your option will be A, Agra.
Okay.